back. Now, this is part 2 or part B. And what I've done is I've given you 6 foundational points that you can apply that will help you with your selling. In fact, if you apply these effectively, they'll accelerate your selling. And I've numbered these from 5 to 10. Now, the 5th point is prospecting skills. And until you understand the different areas of prospecting, you can flounder. And prospecting is an area that you'll bring in new business, which is a bonus to every type of salesperson, no matter what they sell. Now, the 6th point is intelligent questioning. Now, a lot of people train on questioning skills, but very few actually share intelligent questioning skills. The 7th point is also crucial because it teaches you a new level of listening. And I call this active listening, and I give you a short explanation of the benefits of it. The 8th is how you can build your own sales presentation. Now, a lot of people don't understand how this is done. And here I will not only share with you how to put that sales presentation together, but I'll also share how you can use negotiation skills within the sales presentation to improve that even more. The 9th point is one of my favorites, and I don't see too many people sharing this anywhere on the internet and otherwise, and it's all about storytelling and why storytelling is crucial to the way that you sell. Because the better you focus your storytelling techniques, the more you will sell and the more you will close. It's that simple. And the 10th point is something I know that most other people will never share with you. And that is, you need to do your own research personally. And I teach you not only the benefits of doing that, but also the financial ramifications of doing that effectively. So there you have it. On part 2, which is part B, I give you 6 foundational points that will not only improve your selling, but help you turn into a professional salesperson. And the 5th point is prospecting skills. Now, whenever you go off to prospect, you need to use a strategic approach to target a market. Not just any market, but a specific market. And before you actually even approach that market, you need to prepare, to rehearse, and go over and prepare again and rehearse again before you actually approach that market. Now, if you, like a lot of other novices, choose to use what I call that unprofessional spray and pray approach, it'll mostly backfire on you every time. Now, let me explain spray and pray. What you do is you go and chase a market. Any market, doesn't matter what the market is, and you expect to either make appointments or to sell in that market. I wished it would work that way, but it doesn't. And remember, when you use that approach, it'll mostly backfire on you. Now, the 6th point is intelligent questioning. No, not just any questioning, intelligent questioning. Now, what you need to do here is you need to write your questions out and then write down a rebuttal for every one of your questions. Now, my formula has been for years, whenever I actually join a company or there's a shift in what's happening in the marketplace, I normally write out 100 questions for that marketplace. I also write out 100 rebuttals. So I can memorize these, work them off the top of my head, and as I need to, I can come up with question 47B for what the answer may be as 29A. Now, when I started in any industry, or when the opposition changed the tactics of that industry, that's the exact formula I use. Now, I suggest you use something similar, because it's not all about questioning, it's about intelligent questioning. Now, the seventh point is active listening, because there's no substitute for active listening. But this is what happens with most salespeople. They ask a question, and as the prospect is answering the question, they're preparing the next question mentally instead of listening to what the prospect is saying. Now, here's another hurdle you've got to get over, because most sales trainers and sales training companies will suggest that you need to listen 60% of the time and talk 40% of the time. Well, I wish they would tell some of my super seller friends that that's the formula, because most of my friends will actually listen 90% of the time and then talk at least 10% of the time, no more, and then keep asking questions over and over to reel the prospect in. Now, the more questions they ask this way, the more likely they are to reveal how the prospects want to be sold and when the prospects want to be sold. Now, that is what I call active listening, and there's no substitute for it. Never forget that. And the eighth point is sales presentation. I should say focused sales presentations. And these presentations need to be written out. They need to be personalized, rewritten, rehearsed, edited, rewritten again, and then presented one of two ways, either in a mirror, into a video, into a phone, so you can actually check what you're doing, or secondly, you present those in front of your peers or your family. The more you present, the more confident you'll become in what you're doing. Now, here's a point you should consider. Whenever you're putting your sales presentations together, never create feature-based presentations. Those presentations will turn your prospects off in record time. No, create presentations, sales presentations based on benefits primarily, and you'll find that you'll start reeling your prospects in. They'll want to know more, and the more they want to know, the more likely you are to sell. And more on point 8, because it's a form of negotiation skill, and the best way to negotiate is to keep asking questions. And we already know that. And while you're asking questions, to provide insights and thoughts on what they're saying from time to time. Now, the one thing you never do is you never give discounts, because giving discounts is not negotiating. However, you can substitute a discount with what they want, providing that too is not a heavy cost to you. Works every time. And the ninth point is storytelling. And in fact, the better I prepared, rehearsed, personalized my storytelling, the more I sold. Now, over the years, my average closing ratio was about 90% on every call I made. And say I dropped at any stage to about 80%, then I would improve on my storytelling. I'd go back and rehearse my storytelling, and then I'd present it. And I would get 100% of every one of the calls that I made, because the better I story told, the more relevant my storytelling was, and the more laser-like focused that storytelling was, the more I sold. It's that simple. So I can relate. Over the years, as I improved my storytelling, so did my closing rate. And the 10th point is you should do your own research personally. In fact, I'll expand on that. When you do your own research personally, you do your own research more professionally. Now, let's just go back and look at some newsreaders that have got teams of researchers attached to the newsroom. That's interesting. They've got the teams of researchers, yet the best newsreaders will do their own research personally. Now, there's a reason for this. They may take on what the researchers have already found and use it as a means of where they start their next lot of research and take it to the next level. And by doing it personally, they know whatever they present is at the best level they can possibly present at any particular time. And you, as a salesperson, should also take this on board to be the best you can in the industry you represent, because you're not only in sales, you're in different forms of negotiation, and your income will depend on how well you do your research as well as how well you sell. So there you have it. You now have something really special. And what you have is a 10-point plan to ensure that you complete your own personalized skills-based sales training. Now, the information you've got is crucial and it's vital, but it's also free. So don't squander that opportunity. Take advantage of it. So work those 10 points to your advantage. Sell up a storm, and I'll see you on the other side as a professional salesperson, the one you've always wanted to be.